All right. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Brothers. The Weber Brothers is a platform that we use to connect, generations to generation of men out there.
Welcome. Hello. Let's have fun.
Thank you, Justin. Who else do we have on the line?
This is David Moss, Dr. David Moss. Good to be with you, brothers.
All right. Welcome, Dr. Moss.
Dr. Davis, Dr. Demetri Davis.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Davis.
How you doing? My name is Royce Wheeler, owner of Wellcare University. Happy to be here.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Wheeler. All right. Is that everybody?
Yeah, this is Marcus.
All right. And today, gentlemen, we
You
have.
got Wes?
Go ahead, Marcus.
And you got Wes here.
Oh, Wes. All right, Wes. Thank you for joining us as well. All right. Usually I
Okay.
only cover. Go ahead. I'm sorry if you see my head coming close to the screen because I'm having trouble hearing. But no, usually I don't lead these conversations, but we have a special guest this morning that we like to welcome on. And Mr. Wheeler introduced himself, but we want to dive a little deeper into his background and his story and some of the knowledge he has to bring to us today. So, Mr. Wheeler, we're going to start off by asking you to tell us tell us about yourself. Start from the beginning. Let us know. What kind of got you to where you're at now.
The Lakewood High School. Just come from humble beginnings, man. I went to St. Petersburg College for a while. And after that, I kind of veered off the path that I was supposed to go and was, getting into the streets, getting into a little bit of trouble. And during that time, I was incarcerated and I began to dive into getting a lot of knowledge. My mother used to send me books. As a child, I was hooked on phonics spokesman as a kid. So books were always my thing. So as she began to give me books, I met someone who taught me Bitcoin while I was in there, man. And from there, I kind of just grew. I learned stock, I learned crypto, and when I came home, my father, who previously worked for the IRS, he informed me, he told me to, just go ahead and take a class and learn taxes. From there, I learned taxes, and 3 weeks later, me and my homeboy Rick, we opened up a tax office on Central Avenue. That was 7 years ago. And in the last 7 years, we established a credit repair software with my friend Mark Claiborne. I've been doing that. We've grown our book of business from about 40 people to about 400 people in the tax office. We closed our office, of course, because we saw how the rent and everything was going up in St. Pete. And our book of business had became so large that we were able to work from home during the pandemic and still maintain that book of business. I also wrote my book last year. It's called A Transition to Financial Freedom. It talks about my path. It also informs people on credit, stock, and a lot of other ways that they can gain wealth just through reading without having to go to a college. So that's been my goal. We created Wellcare University. We have the taxes and we're doing the credit. So we're just helping people build. We're helping the average man build because in 2021, college is important, but retention of knowledge and getting the knowledge early and knowing what to do with it is also important as well.
Oh no, that's absolutely amazing, man. Just the path that you've taken and being able to learn from those, through those steps. And I guess my question to you, like through that journey, and learning, and reading everything and then trying to share the information, has it been easy to share the information with your community and have your community and the people around you been receptive to everything that you've been learning?
Oh yeah, they've the thing about it is, even though I was out here doing the wrong things, I think that I still was, and of course, I was still within the community. I never really had a trust issue with anybody. I still, had, a personality to where, I still gravitated towards people, even though I was doing the wrong thing. So when I finally decided to get my head together, I had a lot of support. The first couple of years, doing taxes and credit, it's about gaining trust. When people are giving you their socials and giving you their information, those are trustworthy things. So gaining that trust, people tend to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't had a problem getting any knowledge across the community. The investing in themselves, the knowledge part isn't hard. It's the investing in themselves that's really hard. Yeah, but it's something you can do yourself. But we also have to understand that when you give a free class, when you take a free class compared to a class that you pay $100 for, you tend to pay a lot more attention when you pay that $100. You know what I'm saying? So I think that trying to get that across to people people have been very receptive, man. People have seen my journey and they seen that I've been able to go from working a job to now being able to sustain myself. And I think that people have watched me go from, they've seen the bad and they've seen the good. And I think that they really gravitate towards that.
You have a very powerful story, man. And I know when you jumped on, you kind of just started off saying that you were at St. Pete College. But can you talk about just some of your, I guess, some of your earlier days and how that transitioned into you even, I know you got getting into, but what kind of made you really focus on the financial sector and educating individuals on how they can become financially sustainable? So what in your childhood, just kind of how you grew up, kind of sparked that in your mind to make you say, okay, you know what, I want to read as much as I can read and understand, finances as much as I can in order to share the information, but at the same time, benefit from that same information.
Man, my mom, man, my mom was big on it. She always read to me before bed, anything, bro. Birthdays, Christmas, whatever, her and my godmother used to buy me books. They'll give me money and then they'll give me a book. That from the moment I can remember up until I turned 18, my godmother specifically, she used to buy me a book for every single occasion. My mother, she used to sit by my bed and just read to me over and over. I asked her to read another book, she'll read it to me. Those are things I can remember. So I definitely encourage people, man, read to your kids. That's the one thing I can say that I don't see much that my mother did. And when I did it with my daughter's a book lover. We go to the library all the time, man. And so I can really say that was the difference. My mom she just instilled it in me. Growing up, I read the newspaper. The newspaper came to the house every day. I loved sports, so I used to read the sports page. I take it to school with me every day. So those were the little things like that I did that just brought that love, man. And it's really what saved me, man, because I see so many people that just refuse to pick up a book. I just see the refusal, man, and they just don't know that's where it's at. You can either go to college and have somebody read the book and you could sit there and do the book with you, or you could take the time to read the book yourself and really understand that, man, if somebody else could read this and understand it, I can too. That's the mindset I had to, really had to tell myself with everything I approach. Like, if this person could do credit, I know I can do it. You know what I'm saying? If this person can learn crypto, I know I could go here and watch YouTube, read a book, and learn these steps. And that's how I really approach everything when I really want to learn something.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And you said something very powerful there by instilling just that value of having our kids read, because in our community, you don't hear that a lot. We don't hear a lot of parents talking about how much you want to instill that, hey, a kid need to read a book every day for birthdays. Instead of buying them all this lavish and fancy stuff, get them a book, you know what I'm saying? And make that part of their daily routine and part of their practice. So to hear, we commend your mom and definitely for you continue to pass that along to your children. That's astonishing, man. And also, I got some other brothers on the line, and if you guys want to jump in and have any questions as well, go for it. But yeah, just hearing your story, Royce, it's amazing. And then just being able to share that information. Like I don't know crypto, I'll be honest, but I do want to learn it. You know what I'm saying? And then just like you say, pick up a book, YouTube, all that information is out there. So anything we want to learn, we can definitely take that first step to start learning it. So if someone wanted to get into crypto or get into learning some of that financial stuff, what would you recommend be their first step?
I mean, it's a couple steps. We have 2 courses, Intro to Crypto 101 and Intro to Crypto 102. They're recorded courses. We have those available. But man, honestly, man, just really, crypto's a new space. There's not anybody on this earth that can say, I have a master's in crypto, because it's so new. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can say I know so much more. It's such a new space that you could easily go out here, man, watch some videos, read a few books, and catch up with somebody who's been in the space for years. You know what I'm saying? So I just tell people, man, we call it jumping down the rabbit hole, man. You know what I'm saying? Start with the little things. You have companies out here like Coinbase and some of those other companies. And I tell people when I do my consultations, because we do our consultations, when we first go in there, we sign them up. The first thing we do is we look at some of these coins have interest rates, 4%, 5%. And then I tell them to look at their bank and see what their bank is giving them. They give you 0.25%. You know what I'm saying? So, those are I try to make it make sense of like, okay, let's come up with a plan where maybe you're taking 20% and you put it over here in a coin that's getting 5-6% and growth. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell people to start, man. Just make it make sense when you go into, when you go into these things. We have things called stable coins. These are coins that are backed by the dollar. But the government talks so bad about it, the banks are against it. So you really just have to understand that, you're not going to hit. It's going to be a lot of people talk against it, but having your own knowledge and having your own understanding is really key in something like this, man, because I'm watching people making 10 to 20,000 a month trading, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching people getting, I had a coin that I was just getting 54% interest on, and I bought in the coin at $40 and it jumped to $245 overnight one night. I woke up and I just see that I had an extra $5,000. You know what I'm saying? And it was just the belief. It was just me wanting to get that interest rate, and then people started believing in the coin, and then the coin started getting investors, and bam, I wake up one day and it's on Coinbase. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people, man, if get with me, Negus Royce Will on Facebook, Wealth King University. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to pay, man, go to YouTube and look up, how to join Coinbase, how to buy cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? Watch those videos, and I promise you, you will learn everything that you need. This is a brand new space. You are not too late. I promise you guys.
No, I definitely hear you, because even if we're like and I always bring it back to our community, and like even with Bitcoin, like you said, that crypto space, if you go into a lot of the corner stores in the community, you'll see there's an ATM machine and there's a Bitcoin machine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm noticing that lately. So yeah, for us to educate ourselves on kind of how currency and the different currency moves and how we can benefit from it, I totally agree. That's really what we need to be doing.
Yeah, bro. I mean, this is a space, bro, where you have to understand just having skin in the game, bro. Like I tell my mom, even if you go on Cash App and buy $10 of Bitcoin a week, having that skin in the game is important. I promise y'all. Just get some skin in the game, man. Don't invest your whole savings. Just get some skin in the game. You got Cash App that's making it making Bitcoin easily available to you. So just get that skin in the game. You don't have to, the ATMs, they're going to have fees to them. But you have to understand too, Cash App, when they, that's your own personal ATM. You got a debit card, you can transfer Bitcoin from Coinbase to your Cash App. So when you start to learn those things, you start to realize like, okay, I can really do some things, man, right here from my phone. So just dive into space, man, and learn. Dive into space and learn.
So no, what I'm hearing you say that you can have someone someone pay you in Bitcoins on Cash App, and you can transfer that to your, into, dollars or whatever to your bank or whatever, to your account.
Correct. And the reason why I use Cash App is because the banks are so against cryptocurrency. You could tie your debit card to one of those sites, man, and your bank will send you a letter saying, hey, man, this is too dangerous. We're going to drop you. You know what I'm saying? Or you could say, hey, I got some money on my Cash App. Let me buy some Bitcoin and transfer it to Coinbase without even having to use my debit card. You know what I'm saying? And those are little things I had to learn. I'm like, okay, well, my bank don't want to deal with it. I got to find a way around it. I just buy some Bitcoin on Cash App and transfer it over to my account. You know what I'm saying? 20 minutes, bam. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people, what's the quickest way now to transfer money to people? It's not wiring. It's not going to the bank, and it's using Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? That's the fastest way to say, hey, if I want to get money from here to China right now, buy Bitcoin and send it over to somebody's Bitcoin address. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, those are the little things that have to, you have to make them make sense in your mind, man, when you get in this space. And then, once you get your Bitcoin going, you see these other coins, you start to realize a lot of these coins have purpose to them. And, that's what makes them, real popular, man. Like, I've became bankless because, I invest in stable coins that don't move past $1 and they give me 7%. Why would I keep my money in the bank when I know I can keep it stable over here and get 7% versus 0.25%? You know what I'm saying? So,
But no. I just want to start right there where you say you became bankless. Can you kind of go further into that? Like
Yeah, bro. Like, man, when Cash App really made it available, man, like, I have something called an Ethereum wallet that holds a lot of my tokens. So I'll buy tokens, man. I'll buy stable coins. Like, DAI is called a stable coin. It doesn't move past $1. It gives me 7%. So I'll move, I'll keep my money there, keep it in my, and just keep it over there in my Ethereum wallet and my crypto wallets. And man, when I need to move stuff, hey man, I'll transfer it to Cash App, man, and I'll put it on my Cash App debit card, or either I'll send it to people. I do still have a bank for my business banking purposes, but I use I tend to keep money more in my crypto wallet, definitely in my stable coin wallet, because those stable coins have $1 trillion market cap. That means you have $1 trillion in liquidity moving throughout this coin. The chance of it dropping or going anywhere with $1 trillion moving throughout this system is pretty much zero. You know what I'm saying? Unless you have, hundreds of thousands of people that just say, hey, I'm gonna just drop this coin, which is, it's just not gonna happen. So yeah, bro, I became bankless. I started getting these APYs, man, with these coins and that growth. And that's where, I keep some cash in my, in my bank, but yeah, the majority of it is in crypto and stable coins.
You just brought, like, just hearing you talk about that, it's like we're always taught to always put our money in banks or whatever, rely on financial systems. And then to hear that you can actually go around relying on a financial system, even though it's, placing your money on another platform. But, with banks and stuff, a lot of people in our community can't get bank accounts or aren't able to, to sustain a checking account or something like that. So to be able to, inform yourself on how to, navigate around that, though, that's very powerful and empowering for those who are, out there listening to say, there's other ways that you can become, I want to say financially savvy and know how to navigate and move your money around without relying on a financial institution. And this is just a very creative way of doing that. So no, I never heard that before. I might honestly say that I never heard, that you can actually do that, but I find that very interesting because that's a great way to, actually be able to, how I want to say, participate on a global scale. You know what I'm saying?
Right, bro. And bro, it is so deep. A dude I was just teaching last week, they have it now to where you can actually go to, a crypto platform and say, hey, I got $4,000 in stable coins, and these platforms will let you borrow up to 50% of what you're holding. So I had a student of mine last week, he went and borrowed he has about 100,000 in crypto. He's been stacking it. And he went and borrowed some from the platform and went and bought 3 cars and put them on Turo. You know what I'm saying? He's like, why would I go to the bank and pay a percentage rate when I could go to this platform, get 50% of up to what I'm holding, not be charged the interest rate. And the platform allows it to where if you let that other half of your money sit there for a year or two, you won't even have to pay the loan back. The platform uses that money to liquidate their platform, to do other things. And man, I've seen it. I've had a loan forgiven, but if you let it sit for a year, they begin a process of forgiving the loan. And if you let it sit for 2 years, they let the loan go, bro. And your money is back. Your money is back in your account. So, bro, I started seeing it with Coinbase because Coinbase started promoting it real heavy, but they weren't allowing you to pay yourself. They wasn't allowing to where you had to you would be able to pay yourself back. And then I found other platforms that were like, hey, you know, if you let the money sit here, we'll let it gather up and you won't even have to pay the loan back. So I've had a few students, man, who have been doing that. They've been borrowing money from these platforms and going and buy other assets. They've been borrowing the money from these platforms and going and buy other cryptos, and knowing that they're going to get paid back. You know, after a year, you're going to have this additional crypto and your loan paid back, and you're good to go, man. So it's a space, bro, it's crazy, brother. I mean, it's really crazy, and people are amazed by it. And when they do it, they're thankful, man. And I'm happy to be in the space. I'm just happy that I took heed.
Yeah, but I guess when dealing with any space like that, any virtual
Hey,
space.
Kev, when you get a second, I want to jump in, man. You're doing a great job moderating, but after you finish, I want to jump in real quick.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna ask this last question then, and then that's on you. All right, but what I was gonna say is when you in that space, like you were saying, a virtual space like that, and dealing with crypto and financial, I know a lot of people are hesitant because there's a lot of risk involved. You know, like people are afraid that they might get got. You know what I'm saying? You put your money into it, next thing you know, you go check your account, it's a zero balance. So how do you kind of avoid that risk or losing everything you put into it or losing on that investment?
So it's 3 levels of security in crypto, right? You have something called a hardware wallet. It looks like a flash drive, right? Where you can easily say, hey, I don't want to hold my money on a platform. Let me transfer it to this flash drive. That flash drive holds it. They give you something called private keys, which is like about 20 phrases that you would have to have in order to move anything out off of that flash drive. So you keep like me and my son, we got our cards here, but we keep our phrases and we keep them locked up. You know what I'm saying? So we keep them locked up. We keep our hardware wallets locked up, and we like to move our stuff from there because that's the most secure way. You don't have it in the internet world. You don't have it another platform controlling it. You can have it sitting on that flash drive and it's not going to go anywhere. All right. Then you have that's the most secure. Then you have another layer called that they give you your private keys, but it's still an online platform. It works good. It's very secure still, but you're still using the platform. And then you have the least secure, which is something like Coinbase. They hold the private keys themselves, which means that they hold the phrases, they hold everything. They don't give it to you. You're just trading on that platform. That's the least secure. I teach my students, when you buy on Coinbase, go ahead and switch to the second layer of security or either the third. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times with the second layer, these platforms that hold those private keys, they're giving, those are platforms that are giving high interest rates. So a lot of people like to use those. They're giving 10, 15, 20%. So a lot of people like to say, hey, let me keep a little bit over here and let me keep a little bit in my hardware wallet, because with the flash drive, with the hardware wallets, they don't really give you a lot of interest. So the most secure way, man, is to go ahead and invest in something called like a Ledger Nano. It's $50. It's something you plug in your computer and you transfer your crypto there. So that's the most secure way, man. But yeah, man, listen, I've seen people lose money. I've seen people have trouble with Coinbase. Coinbase support is not great. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen it happen. So I'm not gonna sit here and say it can't happen. I've seen it happen more with people with hundreds of thousands of dollars in their account versus people with just a little bit who can really notice it. But I have not seen it happen to anybody personally who I know. I've heard just stories. But it's a space that I trust. But if you don't trust it, worst case scenario, you move it over to that wallet, man, and you let it sit there, man. I let my mom hold mine for safekeeping.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hey
man.
Marcus, I have questions too. You want to go back and forth? You want to go first, and then
Yeah,
and then
let me
I'll
go
ask a
first
question.
real quick.
Yeah,
And,
go for it.
So just and I appreciate the dialogue about cryptocurrency. Me personally, I don't know a lot about it, but just from a holistic standpoint, in the African American community, you're looking at the average income, right? Just say roughly between 32 and $38,000 salary, or just not salary. Let's say the median income for a Black person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how much do we actually have to invest in a market, like this when we're even, like when we're not making enough money to, in my opinion, to really, really make a difference in that particular space. And then a follow-up question with that is like, how do you, prioritize something like that as opposed to paying you, to someone paying you to fix their credit, so to speak?
Gotcha. Well, the first question, man, I tell people who are making very minimal amount of money, man, there's a strategy called dollar cost average. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell my mom, man, $10 to $20 a week, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us may have vices that cost hundreds of dollars a week. So just imagine if you sacrifice, going out, sacrifice the drink, you know what I'm saying? Sacrifice just something small to go ahead and buy $10 to $15 of crypto. And the way Cash App has it set up, you can actually set it up to where, it's doing that. If you have some cash, if you get in direct deposit on Cash App, hey, set it up to say, hey, every Wednesday take $10. Do something like that. Dollar cost averaging is the way. A lot of people who are working, you're investing in your 401ks and your IRAs. You know what I'm saying? You're paying somebody to control your investing for you. I try to tell people, a lot of people, that you can self-direct, your stock, just like, you can self-direct your crypto. Look at that. Look at those things as an option. Because a lot of people are putting into their 401ks and IRAs, and man, I could easily give you an 8 to 10 stock plan and say, hey, get some dividend stock, 8 to 10 companies, and go ahead and buy for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Some historically good companies out there. I could say, hey, go get Coca-Cola, go get Walmart, go get go get some of these other historically good companies and invest, and avoid paying that person 2 to 3%. And that company 2 to 3%, and do things like that. So I tell people, man, the money is there, man. People have the money. It's really just the sacrifice and getting the knowledge. Now, somebody like me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, like, hey, man, if you come in my office in January, I'm going to tell you, hey, let's do your taxes. I could do your credit and actually take the money from your tax return, and we could get your credit done. And when I get paid from the IRS, I could say, hey, I could go ahead and take that money out your return, and you can walk out my office right now with your taxes done, and you signed up for your credit. All right. Now you got your tax return back. By the time you get your tax return back, you may be 2 or 3 months in. Hopefully we've gotten your credit good. And now you're getting, you're getting credit cards, you're getting that type of funding to where you can maybe get maybe let's say you're starting off, get a $400 credit card. You know what I'm saying? Now let's say, you got the $400 credit card. Let's use this as a sort of allowance. All right. Let's use this as a sort of allowance. All right. And start getting into crypto. Let's say you want to get into crypto and use your credit card. You know what I'm saying? Let's use $100 of that credit card. All right. And let's go ahead and keep it to where now you're using your credit card, which you need to use anyway to build your credit. All right. You're getting crypto at the same time. And now all you have to do is just worry about the balance of your credit card every month. All right. The card's buying your crypto. All right. And you're paying off the card when you get paid. So I try to get people in that cycle of let's create a system. Give me 6 to 12 months. All right. If you got a business, let's go ahead and build your business credit. And by that 6 to 12 months, you might have $50,000, $200,000 in business credit funding. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's through a business credit cards, or whether that's through some type of funding. So it's a system, man. You know what I'm saying? If you walk in with me in January, I could probably have you right by December where you got the funding, credit cards, and man, you're financially secure.
So you said 6 to 8 months or
I
2
say
to 3 months?
6 to 12 months, man. 6 to 12 months. If you give me 6 to 12 months and you got a business, you know what I'm saying? You know, we've established your credit. You're doing everything you can. You've gotten some sort of credit card. Then, hey, man, it's time to either, you know, with that credit card or even with the business credit, you know, let's go ahead and leverage it. Let's go ahead and leverage it. Let's go ahead and use the credit cards to make some financial move. If you get blessed with $25,000, hey, let's go ahead and invest it. You know what I'm saying? Why not go out and, you know, go out and investing in maybe getting you a car, you know what I'm saying? And putting that on Turo. Maybe getting you 2 cars, putting that on Turo. It's
Royce,
so many different.
Hey Royce, one quick question though. And this based off a little bit of research I did. When you have crypto and Bitcoin on the books, because the banks aren't accepting it, how are you actually getting credit for it? Like, how does that boost your financials from a banking perspective? If a bank is looking at your financials and assessing your credit to give you loans and credit cards, they're not even recognizing Bitcoin at this time. So how does that play a role in the overall evaluation? And that's my last question.
I mean, you got to find a balance, bro. Like me, I have a business bank account. My money comes through my business bank account. You know what I'm saying? So I'm having cash. So they see the cash flow. They see the cash flow. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I would say. They see the cash flow, but also, like I said, man, once you get yourself to a certain point, you may not even need the bank. You may need to go borrow. You know, you may have 7 to 10,000 in crypto and may need to borrow 2,000, and you could go to one of these platforms that I spoke about earlier and go ahead and borrow that without even having to go to the bank, without having to run your credit check now, without any type, without worrying about the color of your skin, without worrying about your credit, without worrying about how you look when you come in there, without worrying about, you know, any of that stuff. I can have $10,000 and say, hey, let me go to this platform and borrow up to 5,000 because that's what they're letting you do. They're letting you borrow up to 50%. So you have to just decide, you know what I'm saying? You just really have to decide, you know what I'm saying? Or you have to find a balance. Keep a business bank account and keep that cash flow in there. Keep that cash flow going. You have people like Stripe. Stripe is a merchant account to where once you get your business going, you can instantly take your money out. I have it set up to where sometimes I'll instantly take some money out and put it on my Cash App card and go and buy crypto. I might leave half on Stripe so they can put it in my business bank account. I might leave half on my Cash App and go buy some crypto. Now that half is going to my business bank account, showing cash flow.
I think you froze, Royce.
Taking all my payments. Then once they take in the payment, now I decide where I want that money to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's ways around it, bro. You just have to take the time. Now, one thing I can say, see, when you've been in the situations I've been in, because when I came home, there was so many things that are against me, like you can't do this because you gotta wait 5 years because you know your last felony. You can't get life insurance because you have to wait 7 years from your last felony. So, you know, okay, you're not gonna give me life insurance? All right, well, I'm gonna put that same money in and I'm gonna buy dividend stock because that's what life insurance does. Life insurance is doing nothing but paying you dividends from the investments that they're making. So you have to wrap your mind around, I had to wrap my mind around finding other ways to do things. And when I did that, bro, these are the things that I found, you know what I'm saying? And everything has been working out so far.
Mr. Wheeler, I definitely appreciate, this opportunity to speak with you. I thoroughly enjoyed everything that has come out your mouth.
Appreciate it.
And the notion of going bankless intrigues me, definitely. And so I just had a question in regards to, making that a complete transition. I kind of compare it to cutting the cord. I was a cable user for a long time. My dad had cable, so naturally, of course, I had to have cable. And then when somebody introduced the cutting the cord, I went ahead and made that jump. I'll never have cable again. So that's so when I'm looking at this bankless, this idea of going bankless, that I'm seeing the same thing. And so the only fear that I have, in terms of having a bank are a couple of things. One being a working person, how could I gain access to my direct deposit, if I have to use an accounting number and a routing number? And then two, what if somebody needed to send me a wire? How can I have those things and circumvent the traditional banking system?
Right. And like I said, man, I'm not completely out the banking system. I don't have a personal account, but I do have a business bank account. So I can't say I completely cut the cord. I use the I use my business bank account, what I'm saying, for certain reasons, man. But man, like I say, it's with Cash and Square and some of these options really come into play. I don't know if you guys notice your Cash App. They have it the way you can get direct deposit on that now. You know what I'm saying? On top of, if you need a merchant account, you can deal with Square. You know what I'm saying? So you got, Cash App. Square is a whole ecosystem within itself that if you use it properly, you can really make a transition, you know what I'm saying, from Bankless or whatever, because sometimes I have money sitting on my Cash App and I might say, hey, either I'm going to buy some Bitcoin or I'm going to transfer it over to my business bank account, which is also tied to my Cash App. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a big user of Cash App, even investing in them. Like, I really see the ecosystem they're creating, and I really feel like it's very positive. I mean, they have it now. A lot of people don't have it, but I have it on my Cash App now where they let you borrow money, 0% interest rate. I've been using it for about 6 months now. It's a 0% interest rate. So that's another option besides going to the bank. They'll let you borrow up to $500, 0% interest. Why go to the bank, or why go to Amstock when I have Cash App? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not saying completely cut the cord, but slowly make that transition. And what I'm going to do is I want to see if, is it cool if I share my screen real quick, Mark, and show and go to a site?
Yeah, you can. Let me
It's allowing me. Let me share my screen. Can y'all see it?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so let me, I'm going to, hold on, let me open up my
Royce, go ahead and drop that link in the group chat so I can put it on the website or whatnot.
Which link?
Like the link to the website you about to pull up.
Oh, okay, yeah, this is a website. It's a group called Bankless. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna put it up. Hold on. Hopefully it don't take too long. But I would say this, brother. I would I'm gonna go ahead and you can probably, let me see, because I think it has me signed in. Okay, so I'm gonna put this site up. I mean, it's in the chat. Let me, but this is a site I would suggest, man. Now I'm subscribed to it. It's $22 a month. But this is a site, a group I got with a long time ago. And what they do is, right, they give you this called a starter's guide, right? And this starter's guide will really help me, bro. Like, it really gives you like step by step on learning the process of moving your crypto around, giving you all your options on why to go bankless. And it kind of just gives you a guide on slowly making that transition. I'm gonna be honest, this group has helped me tremendously. They have videos on YouTube all the time. They have talks, man, and it might go a little bit over your head, but just going to Bankless and getting this guide and reading it slowly, taking in everything slowly, will help you make that transition. That's probably the best guide I could give you out of what I told you is go to their site, man, and read. You know what I'm saying? The guy's name is Ryan Sean Adams. And man, they're great, man, but they will slowly give you every option there is out there on moving your crypto, swapping your crypto, getting the high interest rates. They will and it's tried and true methods. You know what I'm saying? So I would say this is where I would go first. Outside of just getting started with the journey in like Coinbase or something like that. Because Coinbase gives you classes as well. At one point, when you signed up with Coinbase, they were giving you $130 in free crypto through different coins. And they were putting videos there, making you do quizzes to learn about the coins. So there's still a lot of videos there. So I would say, hey, go to Coinbase, you guys, and at least get the free crypto that they have with those classes.
Royce, do your classes also provide this as well?
Provide what as far as my class, my intro to crypto class, what we do is we start off with Coinbase. We go a little bit into the history of crypto, and we go through the basics of, you know, getting your interest, moving the coins around, and all of that stuff. We have 3 of the crypto classes. My third class is it's really we kind of do it. It's a personal class, but it's more advanced. But yeah, bro, we go through all of this. We go through the wallets. There's a wallet that we have that allows you to do the swapping and switching the coins. So yeah, in those 3 classes, we go over that. And we also have portfolio consultations. Those are an hour, and we walk you through, if you want stock, we walk you through how to build your portfolio on that. If you want crypto, we walk you through how to build your portfolio on that, and we do follow-ups as well.
Okay. So just to be clear, like with the site that you're showing right now, your classes will also provide this particular type of information as well.
Yes, that site, the Bankless site, will provide that type of information. This is my personal site right here where you can send me consultations. I'll put this in the link. But yes, my classes. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get you, you know, signed up, get you in there, and we're going to try to get you to where you're picking, you know, 5 to 7 cryptos that are at least getting you those interest rates. And we try to get you to learn to figure out, you know, make sure you like those coins, make sure you like their purpose. And then from there, once you get that going, then we move you over to Ethereum wallets and going Bankless from there.
Appreciate it.
Yep. No problem. And this is I just put my link in my site. This is my site. You know, you can get the replays for the intro to cryptos. Those are at the top, the portfolio consultations, and also anything as far as credit. And if you guys want to purchase the book, you can also grab that there as well.
I really like I like what you're saying and how you're saying, because it really, anybody from off the street sounds like they can actually do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've listened to so many other financial people, and it seems so out of reach. And I think a lot of people get turned off by it, but the way you've actually thought this out, you know, just to the layman, this is great.
Yeah, brother. And like I say, you know, I'm not gonna lie, Cash App really kind of opened things up for that. You know, it was hard before because a lot of people, you know, you got to get on Coinbase. You might have to go through verification. You might have to do all these other things. You know what I'm saying? And that's still the goal. The goal is to eventually move your money to other platforms. Because like I say, to get that interest rate, you're going to have to move it. But I mean, just from your phone, from Cash App, you can buy the stock, the Bitcoin. You can invest in yourself from your phone now. Even from sites like Acorns, you know what I'm saying? You could go on Acorns and invest $25 to $30 a week and, you know, have them buy the stuff for you, you know what I'm saying? But investing yourself is right there from your phone. And yes, Bitcoin, the accessibility to Bitcoin is there for anybody, man. It really is. But yeah, people are going to make it sound difficult. The banks, the government, they're making it sound like it's a bad thing and all that. But this space has been here. It has not dropped. You know, I have people I invest with, man, they bought Bitcoin was the cost of a pizza. And it's created millionaires, bro. I mean, now they're millionaires. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that has created wealth for a lot of people, man. And I mean, it is very accessible. Versus, not knowing about mutual funds, not knowing, about options, not knowing, all of those things aren't accessible because you aren't taught that. And then by the time you want to learn it, it's like, it's so much. But just to say, hey, put $10 in Bitcoin on your phone, dollar cost average, buy 10 a week, buy $10 a week, buy $10 a month. Simple.
And you brought a very valid point where you were saying that as a felon, that there weren't many options for you, but it kind of like this was a way for you to navigate yourself through financial systems and a way for you to invest in yourself and ultimately create a business for yourself and income for you and your family. So definitely, commend you sharing all of this great information because it's very, very powerful. And I guess that brings me to my question. And then the only reason I'm asking these questions is just knowing your kind of your journey just from, and then I'll give some context to that. What I say, I've known Royce from high school, then SBC to whereas he asking me to say help can tutor and math, but now I want you to help tutor me in crypto. So it's like,
I got you, bro. You helped me out a lot, but so I got you, bro. I got you.
And so no, but just that transition in life or how people can go from, how we as individuals, how we as Black men can start somewhere, create a path for ourselves and create a trajectory that others may have not seen. How has that felt for you? Because a lot of people will never look at Royce and say, seen Royce in this space. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people never would have expected.
Right, bro. And you know what I'm saying, man? I tell people this, man, and I talk about it in my book. My father was a high school dropout. My father, he left high school when he was 16. He went to the Job Corps, finished Job Corps, went to the military, graduated.
Oh, we lost you for a second, Roy. We lost you for a second.
I hated school, bro. Can you hear me?
No, we lost you right when you say your father went to the military.
Oh, okay, my bad. But yeah, my father went from Job Corps at 16 to the military till he graduated political science degree from FAM. So he took a path that was not well known. He took the road that was not, that most people don't take. And he kind of instilled in me, man, you know what I'm saying, watching him grow up and go through his trials. He kind of instilled that in me of like, man, it's a way around everything. Like, my father, he passed away a couple of years ago. And my father was just, man, he was an average dude. He did some taxes. He had a little delivery service, man, kept a pocket full of money. And, I just watched that, man. So that just instilled something in me, man. And, when it finally clicked, I was like, it just became so powerful, man. So I tell people, man, that's really a major thing is knowing where you come from, knowing your potential, being around people, just knowing that, I really call it, man, knowing that you're a God within yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that, that's really what it boiled down to, man. So I kind of forgot your question a little bit, but
No, you answered it perfectly. So even though you forgot the question, you still in turn kind of answered it just by kind of just how that journey and then going back to even watching your father and watching how he progressed through his journey, how that affected your journey, and just kind of how that really feels, you know what I'm saying, to getting to the point to where you're at now, knowing, what you watched as well as what you have gone through. So just the bit, that feeling, just looking at you, the expression on your face, it's just that, it's like, it could have went 100 different ways, but this is where I'm now. And thanks to, the things I learned and the people I've been around and, been, listening to that I'm able to take the knowledge I learned and pass it on to others.
Yeah, bro, that's really what it is, man. It's gratifying, man, to, to see, because at one point, man, I was embarrassing my family, doing the wrong things, you know what I'm saying? And now to get to the point where, they put me in the forefront, you know what I'm saying? They're like, Royce, we're proud of you, man. We believe in you. They ask me financial questions. So, man, it's gratifying just from that perspective, man. And then, walking out in the world, man, it just becomes more, man, when people see you on the street and recognize you, man. People who, when you were down, you know what I'm saying, they give you kudos because they know the journey, man. So it's gratifying, man. And I tell people, man, I tell these kids, man, even with my son, you know what I'm saying, it became a challenge trying to get him like to really understand, like he's 16, like, man, I'm really trying to give you this game early. I'm really trying to get you, to not go through these things, man. But so, it's still some challenges, man, as a man. You know what I'm saying? It's still plenty of challenges, man, because, at one point in life, I was creating children, I wasn't married, I'm doing these things. So, it's still a lot of things that I had to pick up in life, man. So it took years, man. It took years. So, it's gratifying, it's sobering, and I just want to pass that knowledge on, man, and really prevent some people from going down that path and just give people hope who are going down.
But no, you actually summed up the mission of the Weber brothers and exactly why we're on this platform by simply saying your father's journey, your mission, about how you want to pass it on to your children. That's really what it's all about. Just us connecting generation to generation and being able to pass on not only our successes, but what we learned from our mistakes. So it's beautiful, man. And listening to you talk is truly, truly beautiful. And I let some of the other brothers jump in, man. And I know you guys, got some comments and questions you may want to say.
Yes, I do. So, we've talked crypto, we've talked, financial empowerment and freedom. Me personally, I'm a stock guy, I'm a markets guy. I understand the importance of investing. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about what you're invested in on the market side. What is your outlook? So on and so forth.
I'm big on economic moats, bro. I don't know if you know much about moats, but I'm big on, moats are kind of like companies that, they have certain aspects to them that is just like they're not going nowhere. Like I tell people like Apple, they have the moat of where the advantage of where the switching cost to switch from Apple to Android, it is more than paying for the phone. It's the headache, it's the switching your email, it's the moving of the apps, it's the not having an app on your phone, all of a sudden now, even with your banks, you want to bet, switching from bank to bank, it's a headache. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people invest in companies like Walmart. Walmart has their network allows them to where I can be at Walmart, where Walmart down the street could say, hey, I have this item, really don't have it because another Walmart has it. Those are companies that we call, they're economic moats. So I try to invest, real smart in companies like Walmart, Apple, let me think, without looking at my portfolio, Microsoft, companies that give you dividends. I'm big on dividend stock. And the reason I'm big on dividend stock, historically good company dividend stock, is because my goal, bro, is to leave my shares to my kids. Eventually, what I want to do is I want to be able to have so many shares like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett lives off his dividend payments. He'll go and buy 1 million shares of Coca-Cola, and every 3 months, his dividend payout is $300,000. He still has the shares of Coke, and you're getting a payment every 3 months. So if he wants to right now, he can say, hey, I'm going to give my kids these shares when I'm going to give you, or I'm never going to sell my shares. I'm just going to live off the dividend payments. And then I'm going to pass these shares on to my kids, tell them never sell and live off the dividend payments. You know what I'm saying? So I'm real big on economic moats, companies that have just that economic advantage, man. And I'm big on companies that historically good companies that pay dividends, man. That's the big thing because like I say, I'm real big on dividends because at one point in time I couldn't even get life insurance. So I'm like, well, hey, this is what my life insurance is going to be. If I was to go die tomorrow, I'm going to leave these shares to my kids, and they might get you. Hey, they can bury me with the dividends. You know what I'm saying, with a dividend payment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm real big on that, bro. And so that's why I'm not big. I'll invest in companies like Tesla who don't pay dividends, but I know like Tesla, Facebook, at the end of the day, if I want to ever get some money off it, I gotta sell the shares. Versus the dividend payments, I don't ever have to sell the shares. I could just wait for my dividend payment, whether it's quarterly, annually, every 6 months, and I don't have to ever sell those shares. So I'm big on that. Historically good companies with economic advantages that pay dividends.
So you don't really do anything flashy on the equity side. You just focus on capitalizing it and putting them in being, using that capital in companies that provide dividends. Do you do any options trading at all, or no?
Yeah, I do options, man, but it's so risky. You know what I'm saying? Teaching is rough, man. But I'm gonna tell you, if you get into it, I used to lose so much, bro, that I just like, you know what, let me just keep some money. And then I started winning, but then I started just like, you know what, I'm gonna start buying a year out on the options and just rolling the dice, bro. And just like, hey, sometime in this year, I'm gonna come up. I might fall down a little bit. It's gonna be wavy, but sometime in this year, this great stock is gonna see that jump that I need, and I'm gonna cash my ass out. Versus I used to get in 30 days, the 30-day ones, or even a week. You know what I'm saying? And that's just very risky. So I started getting into, getting my dates a year out, and just like, hey, sometime in this year, this stock is gonna do me some good, man. And I'm big on 40%. When I hit 40%, I'm out of there.
Right. No, I'm a big options guy. The easiest, and I'm right there with you in terms of the wins and losses, but the easiest bread and options, I believe, is covered call writing. So have you done any covered call writing before?
Bro, I've seen it, but I haven't quite, because we moved, so I haven't quite gotten the grasp of it. But
because you own shares, right? Like you have equity, you own shares, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so with covered call writing, you're basically selling calls off of those shares. And what you have working on your side is theta. So so when I talk to anybody that has large block shares, large amount of shares, and like let's say you have, you talk about Walmart, let's say you have 100 shares of Walmart, you could sell a call contract, off of Walmart, and you can sell contracts on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, and you can actually earn income off of owning shares. Another strategy I also sell cash secured puts, which is similar. But I found that with options, the easy bread and options is when you're selling them versus when you're buying them.
Okay, man, listen, you just put some on my brain, man, like you say.
Well, and I was gonna ask, because I know that was a lot for everybody to kind of hear. And Justin is probably one of the smartest people I know, by the way. Mathematician. I mean, I don't know if y'all heard he said it's about theta. Like, who talks like that, right?
Well, time. Theta's time. Like, the difference between options and stocks.
Some people call it time and some people call it theta, Mr. Smarty. But no, but the point that I'm making, though, honestly, is that I don't know if we have time today to break that down, because what he just talked about is huge if everybody understands options or doesn't understand options. Because options, to me, is where to play. Like you say, you can lose your shorts, but I think Justin, when he was kind of explaining those covers to me, I think that's a good one to understand. So I don't know if everybody understands that if it's time to do that now, or if we want to come back later on and talk options a little bit.
We could talk about that later, but the groundbreaking stuff is going bankless. I mean, for me, I mean that's huge.
Right.
I mean, for the number of Black men out there that are felons and have a criminal background and all this kind of stuff, you know, there's a certain part of the world that is shut off from them. And what he's sharing with us, I mean, man, this is it.
Yeah, man. That's why I tell people, man, it's the foundation. You know, I just try to tell people, man, you know, options is great. You know what I'm saying? But getting that foundation, you know, you need to be, I tell people, man, you need to have that IRA right before we get to that option. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I tell people, man, you know, the fact that you're never taught about your self-directed IRA. You're always talking about paying in the 401ks and paying into your job, you know what I'm saying, and making it seem like jobs are the only option. Man, you could self-direct your investments in all aspects. You could self-direct your life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the foundation is key, man, and you know, getting people to see that, you know, you know, my journey is very important to tell them that story, man, because without telling that story, you know, they really don't see like, man, like if he can do it, like I want people to say, if he can do it.
Oh, can't hear you.
Yeah, we're losing you, Royce. You've already went out.
You know, and I've slowly been gaining it back. So I tell people, man, like I lost the time, I've gained it back. You just got to take the time. I'm sorry, did everybody hear that?
We lost you on the first part of it.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know what's going on with where did y'all lose me at? I'm sorry.
About 30 seconds back, man.
Oh man, let me I don't know what's going on, but no, I tell people this the foundation, and I tell people you know, you can self-direct your life. Just look at me, you know, and I tell people, look at me, man, listen to my story and understand the first thing that should be clicking in your brain is if he can do it, I can do it. And that's pretty much where it starts at.
I also loved what you were talking about as far as borrowing, rather than using a bank, and all the issues. We've talked about this in the past, you know, and you know the rules you have to follow when you're borrowing from a bank. But man, you've really I never really thought about it like that, using those platforms where you can borrow from. Now, do you know anyone?
This is just
Do you know anyone? I mean, you were just talking about one of your students who did it to get a car. Do you know anyone that's done it to get a house or property, anything like that?
I've been seeing it. I don't know anybody personally, but it's a couple guys I follow, and I've been seeing people doing it. And I don't know if you guys see my screen, but this is one of the sites right here. It's just very simple. But I've seen people getting houses, man, cars. I've seen people, you know, getting land. I've really seen them pretty much get anything they want, because I mean, you instantly pretty much get the money. This is a site right here where, you know, it's just as simple. You would press the connect button and it would connect to a wallet that you already have on your computer. And then just from there, it would tell you your wallet balance. It would tell you your collateral balance. And then it would tell you how much you can borrow. You know, it would tell you, you know, it would give you all your numbers instantly as soon as it connects to your crypto wallet. You know what I'm saying? And this is his own bank within itself right here. You know what I'm saying? And this is just to show you how easy it is. Because as soon as you deposit it and it's connected to your wallet and they let you borrow it, that borrowing amount is going straight to that wallet instantly. Straight to that wallet. No, they don't care who you are, no color, no nothing. So
Roy, is
yes,
it a
sir.
possibility that in the chat you can put any recommended websites, and or even if I, you know, get with you later on, you can just give me some recommended, maybe even like reading material / links, that type of thing that we could put with this?
Yeah, what I'll do is I have this guy right here actually. I'll send it to you guys. I gotta find a way maybe to get you guys emails. But this is the group that I'm part of called DCG. And this guy right here will probably help you guys out a lot. I'll give it to you guys. I don't know if there's a way I can get you guys emails, but if I could get this guy over to you guys, I know you guys would love it. You know what I'm saying? This guy.
What I'll do is, I don't know if Marcus is still on, but if he's, I have your phone number. And side note too, your son is awesome, by the way. I didn't realize he was just a junior.
Yeah,
but
man.
I coach him, by the way. But he listen, I like your son a lot. By the way, you did a great job. But what I'll do is I'll email you or text you in a little bit. I'll send you my email address, and maybe what we can do. Is that guy local, by the way?
We talk about that does
Man,
this.
not that it matters. Yeah, do you know him personally?
Yeah, Jamar, he's not local. But he has a group called DCG. They have a group called Start Trading on Facebook. Now, I'm not gonna lie, order to get in their group is $500 a month. But he gives out a lot of knowledge just in his group by himself. It's called Start Trading on Facebook. And his name is Jamar James.
Do you think he's the type that would come on and would mind actually coming on the show for episodes?
I don't know, because I've never really gotten with Jamar personally. He's not the one that really taught me crypto. I just follow him. So I've never really gotten with him on that personal type of tip, because he seemed like he's real busy, because this group is large. So they're up like trading in the middle of the night, doing their Discord chats and doing all that stuff. So I know they stay pretty big. I can reach out though. If he can't, I know somebody else who can.
Okay. And I'm just wondering, if it might not be a good thing for us to, review on here and start learning ourselves, like you said, kind of be a product of the product,
Yeah, man.
Roy.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in your courses and what the services that you're providing, and how helpful those could be. I mean, even for myself, I'm thinking about, heck, man, I'd love to take your courses.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can go to my website, the Linktree website, and what you'll do is you'll just you'll schedule a consultation, and then it will be an hour, man. And then pretty much if that's what you want, or you could take the video one. I like the personal touch a little bit better because I can answer your questions.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I would need that.
Huh?
I said I would like that.
Yeah. So you go to my site, the Linktree/WealthCare University, schedule the portfolio consultation, and then we could go ahead, man, and we can wrap it up. We can wrap with that consultation. I'll also send you the video as well.
Okay.
So yeah, schedule that. We'll get together, and then we'll go over everything, and we'll start from the beginning, and we'll do some follow-up calls, and we'll get you going and get you in the space. And because once you get in that space, it's a big rabbit hole, and you're gonna love it.
Do you offer any types of group packages for a certain number of students?
No, but I mean, we could work something out. I have no problem with that. Yeah, we could work something out. I'll give you I'll put my my business line number in the chat, and you could call me, man. We could work something out. That's no problem.
Okay.
I'll also make sure I put his number in the web, in on the WhatsApp, because to your point, Doc D, and I'm thinking this, Royce, and I didn't hear everything, but I'll come back and look. That maybe, if it's a group of us that maybe want to do a group, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or even if we put together a group and we just all meet with you, however it is. Because I'm with the personal touch thing. I like that a lot.
Cool. Yeah, man. I'm with it. So however you guys want to do it, you want to schedule consults, you want to, think on it, come up with something, just give me a call at that number.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Text me, whatever. And yeah, we can make it happen. I work for myself right now, so I can adjust the time unless I'm just out of town. We can make something happen.
This is the first time where I've actually really felt like, we've in the past we've had lots of different financial talks and all that, but this is the first time I felt like this is actually reachable to anyone. So
I'm glad, man, because I'm glad I was able to do it, because I'm an average person, and I tell people, look at me, man, and you just realize it could definitely be done by anybody.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people that come out of prison or just whatever type of past, I think sometimes they can be the forgotten ones. And I think this is something where, you know, they're not forgotten. Hey, there's something for you too.
Yep,
So,
definitely, man.
yeah, I really appreciate you being on here. And I don't know who brought you on here, but
Oh
yeah.
man, Mark, man, me and Mark, man, Mark has been my boy since I was 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? That's been like my brother, man. My mom know his mama. We all family, man. So that's who brought me to it. So yeah,
Marcus, good looking out, excellent, great job, Marcus.
I think Marcus said he had a funeral, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, I know he was jumping. Yes, that's why I was a ship. He was still.
Well, I'm gonna be singing Marcus's name all day long today. So.
And I tell you, Roy, it's hard to impress Dr. Davis. So you must have done something right. And I'll even open it up. I know I sent you the WhatsApp link. So we do meet every Saturday at 10. So you're always more than welcome to join. I think you saw that Marcus did title this gentrification. Talking about how these things do line up with gentrification. I'm not sure exactly where we got in that part of the conversation, but
might have to change the title.
Which is fine. I have no problem with that. But at the end of the day, I think you can see where we can easily tie this into gentrification and get that conversation going. Because having money is definitely or at least capital and access to capital is definitely a way in which you oppose gentrification, in my opinion. As well as just the education, right? But I don't know if you have WhatsApp, but I know I did send you that invite, so you're always more than welcome.
Okay, yeah, bro, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be linking with y'all, man. I'm definitely with it.
Any more questions?
All right, because I got the 2 emails so far. I don't know if anybody else want to drop the emails. I'm just copying and pasting, but I'll send that that download over to you guys if you want to drop them while we on. But yeah, bro, that's pretty much it, man. I ain't even really get to talk about credit too much, but yeah, I got the game on that too, so we'll talk about that one day.
I mean, theoretically, we do have we got a few minutes. I mean, it's up to everybody else. We usually go to about 12, so you actually have another 30 minutes if you want to give
Man,
anything with the credit.
Yeah, with
Calvin,
credit.
I don't want to steal your moderation either, Calvin. I apologize.
Yeah, you good, man. I have to jump off, so that's why I was like, so I was about to jump off, but I just wanted to definitely, thank Royce for coming on, man. That's why when I seen his name on there, I was like, damn, that's my dog. So no, it's cool. It's always good to see you, man. So we gotta
go on and on about credit. It'll probably be another day, man, because I know people that have questions, man, and I actually got to jump off myself. But man,
so that'll work.
I'm gonna be talking to you guys, so I'll be here.
So this is what I'll say then, Royce. If we can work maybe next month, we'll just maybe make it a monthly thing, at least for right now, depending on your schedule. So maybe if we can just slot you in for next month and we can just do some on credit. We'll just start there. That's good with you.
Definitely, I'm with it.
All right, good deal. So I'll get with you between me and Marcus during the week, and we'll just get that date scheduled, and everybody will see it when it comes out.
All right, brothers.
So I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna do what I always do at the end, which is, and I guess if you want to start, Calvin, because you're leaving if you haven't left yet, and just just give me some in closing, and we'll just.
Yeah, but in closing, just want to definitely thank all the brothers for getting on today and appreciate Royce for jumping on and sharing some of that valuable knowledge with us that we can not only, use ourselves or pass along to our loved ones to help us become financially sustainable. So definitely want to commend everybody for coming on and look forward to another Saturday, guys. So enjoy your day, be safe and, spread the love and spread the knowledge.
Dr. Davis.
Today's program, wow. And Calvin, you got a new job. Very good job. Very good job.
Dr. Moss.
I have just been mesmerized by the conversation, learning a lot. I'm very old school, and so this is all new to me. So I appreciate the opportunity to learn, and I do like what Dr. Davis said in terms of this is something that kind of diffuses the power in our society. That the power is usually maintained by the banks, but now we have everybody with a piece of the power. That's really a good thing.
Sir.
Royce, anything you want to just say in closing? I know you are a guest, but
Oh no, man! I just appreciate you guys having me, man. And man, I teach this stuff all day, every day, man. So I definitely don't mind, like I say, linking up, doing what I gotta do to help the community, man. And man, my goal is to really get this to some kids, man. Get this to them as early as possible because I want them to have options when they graduate, man. You know what I'm saying? That's really my goal. I want them to have options, and I want them to, also, invest in themselves at the same time. So I'm here to deliver the message, man. However you guys need me, my number's there. If you guys need me for any other platforms, I'm available. Make myself available, and I just appreciate it.
Awesome. I definitely appreciate you. I know there was some great jewels that came out of this. And, if anything, it's like, take back your power. I like that, Dr. Moss. You know what I'm saying? Take back your power. And, and know that, there's always an opportunity. Never feel hopeless. I think that's probably another thing that I know that I heard just coming out of it in the end. Just always giving hope and just knowing that you have a group of people here to help support you in that. So thank you for participating. Thank you everybody for being on. Until next week, man, you have a great week. Love y'all.
All right, love, brother.